Bit of a different view of St John's. I'm in Cedar Square at the minute. While looking for something else on my computer, I came across some videos I'd taken 10 years ago, and it was in this area, Winter Gardens, St John's, etc, etc. So I thought I'll get some new footage. And people jogging, it seems. And cycling. Anyway. The parish church of Blackpool St John the Evangelist, or St John's Blackpool, which we all know it as, is actually an Anglican church. I never knew that. Until the early 19th century, there was no parish church in Blackpool, and All Hallows Church at nearby Bispam was used for Blackpool baptisms, marriages and burials. The church was built on the present site of the St John's Church in 1821, and of course, as we've already said, dedicated to John the Evangelist. Don't know if you can see, even though it's been raining, this is a road. Now I remember this as a road, I remember the bus stop here, I remember the graves. And what I'm going to try and do at the end of the video is pop on some pictures that have been not given but liberated to me, so it sort of shows where the graves were to give you a better idea. The church was enlarged in 1832 and 1847, and it became a parish in 1860. The churchyard was actually closed to burials in 1873 when Leighton Cemetery was completed. Didn't know that. To cope with the growing congregation, it was decided to replace the church with a larger building. The smaller church of 1821 was demolished in 1877, and the building of the new church commenced immediately. Foundation stone was laid by Blackpool's first mayor, Dr. William Cocker, who had donated £1,000 towards the cost of the construction. The building was completed in 1878. St John's was designated as a Grade 2 listed building on the 20th of October in 1983. What I didn't know, Grade 2 is the lowest of the three grades, is for buildings that are nationally important and of special interest. After 100 years of use, the church, of course, was in need of repair and restoration. That work was carried out in 1986. Apparently further renovation took place between 2000 and 2006 at the cost of 1.6 million. A community and conference centre was built inside, as well as a dedicated area for the homeless charity Street Life, which do a lot of good. And they're brilliant. The inside of the church now features a modern, comfortable worshipful place. Now, as I've said before, a lot of you will remember the graves. I do. What I didn't know, and this was written about by a lovely gentleman who I know called Martin. He has a website, it's called Blackpool Crime, and he's put quite an interesting article. What I'm going to do is bob that link into the YouTube so you can all go have a look. It's The Lady in the Fishtail Coffin. In 2009, Blackpool Borough Council undertook basically they pedestrianised the area outside St John's. Now, Blackpool Borough Council believed that the burial ground had been cleared of all human remains. That wasn't the case back in 1927. Removal of basically The surface here revealed coffins, human remains, and objects that had been put in with the coffins. I remember reading about this and going, "Ooh! Wonder where the coffin was." Go check out Martin's site though, it's really good. Hopefully at a later date we'll be able to go inside and I can get some more up-to-date shots. But do enjoy the previous videos and the pictures.
Blackpool is Britain's most popular holiday resort, with over 8 million visitors coming every year. But many people do not realise that 150,000 people actually live in the town of Blackpool. Now, at the heart of the community, and opposite the famous Winter Gardens, is St John's Church. This has been a centre for Christian worship for nearly 200 years.
I believe this is Blackpool's first church, but what's its history?
Well, this church was built in 1878. It was actually on the site of an earlier church, but they needed a larger one, so this is in fact the second church. We know quite a lot about it because one of the vicars, William Thornburg, is actually a local historian who wrote a lot of the history of the early Blackpool and of course of the church.
Did it ever have a graveyard?
Yes, there is. The area outside was in fact its own graveyard, which used to be have its own wall and railings, but in 1927 the graves were lifted and moved to the 18th century.
So why did they move the grave?